Hi, I'm Keegan, and this is A Bunch of Gamers. This is our 120th episode of Werewolf the Apocalypse, 20th Anniversary Edition. Rambunctious Children. I'm going to go around and have my players introduce themselves.
I'm Tyler, and I play Kyle, also known as Guards the Low. He's a Philodox of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm Sam. I play Cora. She's an Aruna in the Geta Fenris.
Hi, I'm Adam. I play Mark Guides the Fallen, and he's a Thurge of the Children of Gaia.
Hi, I'm Sean. I play Zeb Speaks-in-Sweet-Whispers. He is a Theurge of the Silent Striders.
Hello, my name's Thomas. I play Dimitri Howls-In-Memory, Lupus Galliard of the Bone Gnawers.
Hi, my name is George. I am playing William Grows-Matrices. He is a Foster and Arun of the Glasswalkers.
Through the hive, the packs have found all the known Metis cubs and several kinfolk, though they have not yet freed them. Agreeing with the Red Talons to kill any of the sick and any of the humans who were not kinfolk, the packs finally had to try and get out of the hive of Cripple Creek, finding their way back to Stallion Steve's and using William's ability to hack into any system. They shut off the cameras and ran quickly after stealing an eye carry and began to drive back to Colorado Springs, dropping Regender Final Days, their ally, off in Divide as he is still barred from the Sacred Stone under threat of death. Now the packs begin the long journey home. As you all leave Divide, you have about another 50 minutes of driving before you get even remotely close to the Sept. You have some time to plan out how to feed the Metis, and more importantly, how to get them past the park of Garden of the Gods and into the Cairn Grounds proper, as by the time you get to the campground or to the park grounds of Garden of the Gods, it will be about 2 or 3 o'clock, and there will still be people hiking around with their animals.
Well, I was thinking that taking them to a restaurant or even a drive-through, that's probably a no-go. That's not gonna, help too awful much. They're not gonna they're probably not gonna like the food, and they're gonna scoff at it and what the hell is this? My suggestion was a couple of us could stay behind at the Sept, and the rest could go off and hunt and bring something back for them. As far as getting them into the Sept proper, I think that probably parking in the city is not a super great idea. We might have to hike, go behind Manitou or something. But that's just my idea.
Well, my idea for getting the pups fed is we can always go to a butcher.
I think that would be a really good idea instead of waiting until we get all the way to the Sept for food. Getting them something to eat now might calm them a little.
A butcher, I don't know how many there are from where we are to where we're going. I know there are some in Colorado Springs, but that's a long way to go. We could just hit up a grocery store, buy a few hams, use that to sate them.
That works, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I mean, I could also just pull up where a butcher is, but sorry, I don't want to come across as aggressive.
That's fine.
Do it. I mean, if that makes things easier, but usually grocery stores are cheaper. I don't know what quality they need, but
I was just gonna say I can pull things up on my phone and figure out where the closest location is.
I like the idea of stopping somewhere first, getting them a grocery store or a butcher, doesn't matter which one, just to sate their hunger until we're able to get home and have actual hunting. So I think we should go with that route. I don't care if it's at the grocery store or the butcher or both. You go your separate ways, but first priority is getting these kids fed.
I agree.
So, William, you're looking up, and you do find that there is a local butcher in Woodland Park, and that's about 15 minutes from where you're at. As you all pull up, leave, the butcher has things like pork, a lot of beef, and a couple specialty items such as a large amount of bison and yak.
Just gonna go ahead and buy we have 15 Metis?
Yeah.
Metis pups?
Yep.
They eat what, about easily 2 to 3 pounds each?
Probably.
Okay, I'm just estimating. I'll just go ahead and buy 30 to 45 pounds of beef
Okay.
because I can. Just a couple bit of yak and bison for celebration.
All right. As they get you all that meat and they're like putting it in bags, and like the lady looks at you and she kind of shivers. She's like, you seem strong enough, young man, but do you need any, and she kind of winces, help to your vehicle?
No, I think I've got it. I appreciate your concern.
Yeah, of course. As she's kind of side-eyeing you. You see her hand kind of just hanging under the register out of an abundance of caution.
So that's going to be card, and I'll go ahead and pay for it.
As you pay for it, she gives you the receipt and she goes, thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. I hope things go well for you.
She smiles as you see the eyes of all the customers kind of like on you who are in the restaurant portion of the butcher, kind of looking at you, and their heads kind of turn with a suspicion before you finally get back to the car and you jump in as quickly as possible so that no one can look in and breach the veil.
I'll go ahead and start handing out all the beef to the pups.
They leap on it ravenously, just chewing, biting. One finishes faster than one of the others, and he starts biting at the other one's hands to try and get at their meat.
Is there anyone else around that can handle this? Because I can't shift into Crinos.
Cora, hey! There's more later. You can be patient.
The weak suffer the strong.
Get back in your seat, or you will find out what that really means. Sit down.
They glare, and then you just hear, yes, Hive Mother.
Oh, roll her eyes. Look at the other one. Finish your food.
Just scarfs it down as quickly as possible. All right. As you start to drive away, you see the Metis slightly happier. You hear their stomachs kind of grumble with satisfaction as one sort of looks at Zeb and then looks back at Cora, looks over at Kyle, makes sure Dimitri's still paying attention to the road, looks over at William, and then kind of tries to stealthily crawl towards Zeb, who's still sick and hacking, as you see their mouths slowly open towards his calf.
Any of you dumb motherfuckers gonna move out of here?
I'll roll a perception. I was listening to the story, but
you all see it.
Oh, we all see it?
Yeah, you know how kids are trying to be slick? That's exactly what this is.
This is where I'm gonna step in as Hamid. Oi! Back the fuck up from my alpha.
Looks down at him, looks up at you. If this is your alpha, why should I listen to you?
Because even while he's sick, can whoop your ass. Sit the fuck down. We'll get you more meat when we get into the cairn.
Slinks back into his seat.
If you try to eat another Garu or Hamid, you'll be killed on sight. Not necessarily by us. This is a promise from the nation. Don't try it.
Nods softly and just kind of gives kind of a growl. He starts kind of whispering something to himself. Now you will need a perception alertness to hear what the Metis cub is saying to himself. As you hear him whispering to himself, serve the worm's will, this is his age. Beware the territory of another. The spiral awaits those with open eyes. Respect the strength of the mighty. The first share of the kill to the greatest of station. All that is not forbidden is permitted. Indulge in your desires. This world is yours. The veil shall not be lifted. Suffer not thy people to tend to thy sickness. The leadership may be challenged any time during peace. The leader may not be challenged during war. Take no action that violates the security of the pit. And just starts repeating that whisperingly over and over as kind of a form of comfort.
Kyle's gonna speak up to all of the cubs. This transition will probably be hard on you. A lot of the rules you were taught growing up are going to change. Some of them may be the same, but a lot of them, the ones you relied on day to day to survive, will be different. Just understand that I am not saying this to punish you or to hurt you in any way. It's because I want you all to survive.
Silence from some, glares from others, and nods from a few others. As you continue down and you start going down the pass, as Zeb on the floor, you're just kind of slightly shifting and sliding with the turns of Ute paths. As, you know, you're just kind of moving along, coughing. It's not the funnest ride, to say the least.
I'll just stabilize Zeb in my current form.
Okay.
Hold him.
All right, so Zeb, as you're kind of sliding, you feel two legs press on one side as Mark's in his chair, and you slide, and then you hit his legs, and you're not sliding too far, as you just kind of...
Sorry, Zeb.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
In the meantime, Dimitri is going to adjust his mirrors so that he can keep an eye on Zeb.
Okay. Keeping an eye on Zeb as you do notice, as you look in the mirror, there is two pairs too many of eyes that have hungry eyes straight down at Zeb as William turns on the radio.
I was kidding.
William turns on the radio as, you know, static, mariachi, static, Christian rock. William turns, hey, look at that, the metric system, 94.5, metric, as they start playing rock and roll music. You finally get to the park area as you're getting close, and now it's time to kind of figure out how you're going to maneuver the pups, as it is about 3, or actually a little later with the purchasing of all that meat, it's probably closer to 4, which works in your favor, as a lot of the parking spots will start closing at around 5, and they'll be closing that up at around 5 or 6, so you've got a little bit of time to try and maneuver the pups, and you could do something as simple as wait, though that still risks the 1 or 2 park officials that aren't kinfolk or in the know.
Oh, frickin' duh. There are park official kinfolk. We don't know their numbers. Never mind.
Well, it's been a while since you guys have been in the Sept proper and doing other things, so how about William? Give me a wits intelligence roll. Diff 5.
Wits intelligence?
Yep. So you remember one of the park official, some of the kin who work at the park in an official capacity. Their name is Deborah Jordan.
Guys, if I remember correctly, there's a kin that works here named Deborah Jordan. She might be able to help us get into the cairn with all these pups. Is that a route we want to take?
Even if we do wait, there still might be someone here.
But
Right.
having this official kin, they could probably inform the other kin that work on the park and help ease suspicion from those that aren't kin.
Yeah. Let's wait a couple of hours and have that kin speak with the other kin and make sure that just let us know which trail we can take that won't have any non-kin officials on it.
I don't know if these pups can last that long.
But part of me
I
would think
know.
that if we got help from this kinfolk, it would be almost moving them one by one from here. If we're going to wait, then we're gonna need to feed them again.
Yep. And
That's not an issue though, right? Like at this point we can call that kin or other people in the Sept proper and be like, hey, we've got the Metis, they're in this truck, we need some food for them, can you bring it? Like we now have the power of the cairn here, right? Like we're not restricted to just us anymore.
Fair.
Yeah, and or you start dazzling them again, and we dazzle one and get them moved docilely into a truck, and like I said, one by one, the most dangerous of them first.
My plan was basically shifting into lupus form and howling and coordinating with the kinfolk to get people off the trails and using those trails to transport the cubs that way.
And that's a damn good point. You can call the Sept to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could. That is a really good point.
Dimitri could sneak out in Hamid, transform wherever, and let the Hull out to let the Sept know what's happened.
And yeah, I mean, we could do a two-front. He howls at the Sept, and William calls the kinfolk.
That was a out of character question for myself. Do kinfolk understand Guru tongue?
No,
Okay.
they don't understand
the-
wolf howls either.
Yeah, the double front can work.
So, Dimitri, you hop out of the van, you walk away from all the people, you take on your breed form as it feels like slipping back into an old suit, especially all that time in Crinos. What do you want to signal to the few Garu who have already returned to the Sept?
I will signal that I'll signal that Fomoria's Bane and the Ill Omens have Metis cubs that were taken from the hive, and we need help getting them back to the cairn.
Okay.
We need help getting them into the cairn.
Okay. You hear back from Winds of the Ashen Dead, who is one of the first to return, that he hears you and that he's coming to you. All right. William?
When I hear Dimitri howl out is when I'm going to make the phone call to Deborah Jordan.
Hi, this is Deborah. Can I help you?
Hey Deborah, this is William. We work together, and I was hoping that you could come and lend a hand. We're actually operating a box truck to try and get to help guide some family members through the woods.
Okay, family members. Hey, give me just a moment? I'm going to step into my office.
Mm-hmm.
You hear some steps. Hey guys, it's personal. I gotta take this. Oh no, everything's fine. Thank you. All right, family members. Is this official stone business?
It is.
Okay, who are the family members and why do they need escort?
They are children.
Okay, so we can send some people over. How are we gonna help these children? What do they need? Do they need blankets? Do they need toys? Are these human children then that you collected from the hive?
They need food and no.
Not human. Okay. I can give a call to a few people around town who are in the know. Can I get your license plate number and the description of the car, please?
Sure, I'll go ahead and give that information over.
Okay, I'll give a few calls. We'll bring over some meat. I get it's high priority. I'm gonna assign through managerial board only kenning in that area so that any rangers who are not in the know won't stumble upon family business.
Thank you for your help. It's much appreciated.
Yeah, thank you. So you guys have to wait about 30 to 45 minutes before kin do start showing up, and you see them open the doors and they see the Metis who all turn. One gives out like a growl as all of its hair like fluffs up in an aggressive stance before it lets its hair down and looks over at you and Cora and kind of clenches its hands.
Keep it together.
You got it.
You see one of the kin like, holy shit, kind of shaking with like a bag of groceries. Oh, it's not much. It's here. It's some whole chicken.
That's perfect. Thank you so very, very much. We appreciate your help so much. I'm sorry about that.
Sure.
They're still learning.
Absolutely. As they turn and go, Guards Low, will you be coming to next month's Family of the Peak meeting? I know that a few of them were asking about you and your pack.
Yeah, I should still be here for that.
Excellent. Good luck.
Thanks. Be safe on your way home.
Yeah, of course. Jumps in their car and just drives this, whips around. You got about 4 chickens, so it's going to be a little difficult splitting it, but another kin is on the way. As you hear growls and roars, one like drooling. The ones that can speak, food.
Hey.
As they're just like slamming into the cars, the whole thing is shaking in like a feeding frenzy. Their rage boiling and ready to feast.
Kyle, you want to woobly Adam?
Woobly. I don't
Yeah,
remember Gift of Woobly.
I don't know how that's gonna work. If they're shaking the box truck, they're gonna knock one out of Woobly.
Oh, and he has to do
Why?
it at one at a time, huh?
I mean, I think we'll be all right. So long as they're not being attacked, and it's not all of them. Like I think we'll be okay. It'll at least slow it down, and we can't have the box truck tip over. So.
All right. Dazzling one.
Yeah, they were diff 2 and 3, right?
Yeah,
For
these are all 3 because they're all older.
Oh my god.
Stoked the
Stoke the
no, it just
fire.
failed.
I just didn't watch.
That's fucking amazing.
Damn.
Four fucking ones. God.
Slam, as you do hear tires starting to lift off the ground. Poor Zeb's like, Gaia, kill me. Slide. Cough.
Wait, how tall is this box truck?
Like, it's like your standard kind of like U-Haul, basic U-Haul.
Probably like 7 feet back.
Yeah.
7 or 8 feet clearance.
I will.
Uh-oh.
Or tall for a forklift to go on it.
Yeah.
Do we just want to quiet them all and just have Mark turn into his 10-foot tall Crinos form and lurch over them all and start bopping heads for them to be quiet?
I was thinking tearing the pieces of like the whole chickens, like having them and stuff, and like just tossing them at the kid.
There's
I don't know.
15 of them.
But not 15 of them are frenzying.
How about start giving food to the ones that aren't like doing the chanting and doing the
I considered that, but it might make the frenzy worse and turn it on us.
Either way, we need to do something quick.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
do.
just start tearing the chickens up.
Yeah.
Now.
Okay. Chicken having the chickens.
Yeah,
'Cause-
Kyle will raise his voice.
Because Cora's got 6 strength in Hamid form
Yeah,
and
you're
can easily just rip a chicken in half like here.
You're just ripping chickens apart.
Mark wants to turn into Glabro just so he can have a height advantage over all of the metis.
Okay.
Kyle will raise his voice and say, "This is not the place you are used to. There is no need to fight over food here. There will be enough. The slow trickle of food is temporary for right now until we're settled."
As you see Cora throw half and it just grabs and you just hear the bones crunching as it's just ripping, crunching, biting, swallowing. As the youngest one kind of wakes up and it gives off this kind of like squeal as it's pawing for something to eat, as this light squeal as it's nipping around with its tiny puppy teeth, tongue lashing, as you need to get it milk now. Or
Yep,
Fomori
that's
udder,
right.
whichever's
at hand first.
Good old
Except it's convenient.
welcome to Fomori's Bane. Here we got the finest Fomori. What are you grabbing? Ah! Feed our wettest quality Fomori's milk.
Cora is female. She, however, is not pregnant or had just given birth.
Correct. So, not an option.
And also, I've had human children bite me. I don't want a no.
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 That's a hard no. Pass.
Maybe
So,
maybe calling a kin would be to take too long. Maybe William should just go out buy milk.
Yeah,
Then he'd have to
formula.
walk.
Zeb in like his coughing fit. Vending machine. All of it. All of the vending machine. Give it to him. And just like racking cough as he's trying to get that out. There's probably milk in one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there is a nearby.
Why don't-
So, walking to the visitor center, which is not a very long walk, maybe 10 minutes from where you are, there are vending machines. There's even a cafeteria.
There is. There's like a couple restaurants and shit there too. And you might be able to get a hold of, what's her name, Rebecca? Rachel?
Deborah.
Deborah. There was an R in there.
Towards the
I thought you were
end,
going to say something completely different. I thought you were going to say the manager of the restaurant. Not Deborah again.
Oh Lord.
Well, if you could be like, hey Deborah, can we snag a gallon of milk? Or 2 or 7, I don't know.
I'll walk over to the cafeteria since it's there and not the vending machine.
Okay. Yep, they have milk. They're like, milk to go? Person's looking at you confused.
My nephew needs some milk.
Okay, yeah, here you go. A large though, right? What's your nephew going through growth spurts? I have kids of my own.
He just really likes milk, and I'm not going to complain when they're making a very healthy decision to drink milk and not soda.
Sure thing. As it's that very forced laugh as they push the milk towards you with their 3 willpower or 2 willpower and your 5 rage.
Oh, can I get a second one for my niece too? I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'll be jealous.
yeah, of course. As they there you go, as they give you the price.
Yeah, it'll be card. Swing.
Swing. You head out. Meanwhile, as William comes in, you see several of the Metis once again screaming food as a kinfolk goes, and throws some meat in there as they start jumping without Cora ripping apart. There is a shrieking baby Metis now being held by Kyle and like arms lashing out, squealing out in anger and frustration.
Kyle, you might want this, and I'll toss one of the milks over to him.
He's holding the baby. Why are you tossing milk?
Drops the baby. Ah, milk!
Hey, you go, heads up. What are you doing?
It didn't occur to me that there's 2 arms to carry this child.
Yeah, it's like a 3-foot tall baby.
Yeah,
That is baby.
with razor sharp claws.
That
just
Hamid
goes-
Kyle is holding.
this just goes to show you that we have no concept of size in this game.
3 feet, right?
or parental
3 feet.
responsibility, which is fucking concerning.
Hey, we were raised by Garu, so we're just repeating the cycle right now.
All right, you hand the milk over to Kyle as he gets it into the Metis's mouth and it just starts drinking ravenously. To the point where it bites and starts like lapping at the holes as the milk's pouring down. Before it kind of grabs and starts curling up as it drinks over a gallon of milk. As it looks up at Kyle, gives out a yawn, and gives like the baby pat, and then cuts his face a little bit before falling asleep, weighing easily 100 pounds of knotted muscle toddler.
Kyle, I think he likes you.
Adorable.
Mark in his glabro form. Well,
I'll take the baby and hold him.
Now that it's calm, thank you.
you're the one that took it. I was trying to wrangle the pack over there as he points over at the chaotic tornado of chicken and fur.
As you see one going, mine, as it rips a chunk of some of the meat, and the other one goes, mine, and it rips off too as they growl and they hit each other with each other's meals before they turn around and start eating, blood from the food dripping down their face and matting their fur.
I don't ever remember it being like this.
That's because we were not born in a spiral hive.
Good point.
Cora just like, she's rubbing her face like, oh my god. Regender never had this much trouble with us.
Mark just starts just cuddling and coddling the baby Metis. Woohoo!
As you have time, finally, the park has started to clear out, and you now have a clear line to the Sept grounds as Winds of the Ashen Dead approaches you, Dimitri, and goes, we've got the trails going. I've been able to do that, and I've been able to summon some ghosts to haunt the trails and scare off the humans in the area.
All right, good. I'll run back and let the others know, and
I'll run back with you. I feel that many cubs, if one ran, it would be disastrous to the Sept, especially this close.
we're gonna need all the help we can get. I think I think I think I can hear them from here. I think they're giving them some trouble. So let's go.
As you guys run back, it's been about 2-3 hours, just getting everything set up, summoning the ghosts, clearing the trails, making sure all the park staff are in the right place. As Dimitri, you guys open the door as it's now clear to open them. You open the doors, you see several metas falling asleep everywhere, a metis cub sleeping against Mark, Kyle sitting down half dazed, Zeb coughing on the ground, repeatedly looking back at his legs just in case, and Kyle with also like splashed milk all over him. They look calm, Winds of the Ashen Dead says.
Oh, they weren't calm a few hours ago.
Mark's gonna look over. Shh!
Shut the fuck up, guys.
Shut the fuck up!
We're ready to move them.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
We'll have to wake them, and we can all be in Crinos if necessary. The area has been cleared.
Cora gives a big sigh of relief. Thank God. All right.
Mark's gonna exit the trailer and his Glabro and just take the baby out before the wrangling and chaotic wrangling ensues.
As they all kind of wake up, but they're still like drowsy.
It's time to go.
As one nods, its eyes like half open. And it gives kind of it looks up at you, it growls, and then kind of tacitly puts its head down and starts walking off the truck.
Good job, guy. Okay.
They start moving, Mark carrying. As you guys start walking, by mile 2, Cora, you feel one grab you, like grabs your fur and yanks.
What's up?
Points to the baby and goes, "If they can get carried, why can't I get carried? I'm tired." As you hear one of the more aggressive ones go, "Then get left behind."
Is the one that was talking to me one of the younger ones?
Yeah.
Sure, I'll carry him. I'll carry him for just a little while, though.
Okay.
And I'll make it clear.
I'll carry you so you can rest a little bit, but we don't have very much longer to go.
After about another mile, you set them down and you finally get to the Sept, as many of the other Garu warriors have started to come in, though the Red Talons, of course, are still at the Cairn or the Hive to clean up and kill as many sickly humans as they find, and regular humans.
Yay.
As Steven kind of jogs up in his Glabro form.
All right. Looks like you got them all. Shall I show them to the dens?
Please. They are very tired.
All right, come on, guys. I'm going to show you where I grew up.
As he takes the Metis baby from me, he goes,
I'll try and find a kin family that's willing to take this one on for a little bit, since they need round-the-clock care, don't you? Yes, you do. Little inconvenience.
Oh yeah, they're little savages.
Aren't you? And he'll just kind of lean in his Glabro form.
Aren't you?
snap, right on the finger.
Oh, Aru for sure.
Or Ragabash, yeah.
Yeah, or Ragabash.
And Mark will just look at his finger regrow.
As you do hear kind of,
Oh, no, that's too thick. No solids yet.
If it's smaller than a toilet paper roll.
as you guys start heading back to the Sept for at least a little bit of rest, as all of you are exhausted.
Mark will recommend that we head back to our den and rest.
So you guys head off, and Dimitri goes over and builds a nice little cardboard sanctuary for y'all.
Oh.
You guys get some rest. So could I get a roll for the right of the cardboard palace from either Dimitri or Zeb? Whoever wants to actually do it.
I can do it.
All
I
right.
was gonna say Zeb is coughing over there. We make
Zeb
him
is
chant
having-
anything.
Zeb is having difficulties, yes.
I'll walk over to Zeb and pat him on his back and try and knock some of that phlegm out.
My dad.
Not yet, buddy.
Too bad.
Since we're back in the cairn, back at the Sept, Mark needs to re-up on his reagents anyway, and when he gets that done, he wants to do medicine on Zeb.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So, yeah, I will let you do that, and you'll do that the next day, though, just because everyone's fucking tired.
Oh, yeah, good.
All right, so, Dimitri, Intelligence Survival, Diff 6, please. Oh, you already did that, cool.
Yep, I went ahead and rolled.
Awesome, so, Dimitri, Zeb, you heal, and William, if you're sleeping there, if you're sleeping at a hotel, then, does not apply. You guys healed 1 point of aggravated damage. All right, it's the next day. It takes about 2-ish hours to collect everything. Mark, could I get now an intelligence medicine? All right, Zeb, your cough goes down. You're not totally flatlined, but you still have a chesty cough you can't quite get rid of, but you're not completely debilitated by it anymore.
Thanks, pal.
Sorry, couldn't get to it sooner. All right, I'm gonna tend to the others, because it was Kyle as well, right?
Yeah, and you recognize that Zeb has basically tuberculosis.
We'll keep that diagnosis in mind. We'll give the same role to Kyle.
All right. Looking at Kyle, you do recognize that Kyle has some sort of cancerous growth that seems to be growing out of his muscular system and is dangerously close to his spinal cord. This will likely require some chemo drugs. The difficulty to diagnose yourself is going to go up to, for you, is going to go up to 8 because it's out of line of sight. And trying to diagnose yourself with a disease is way harder than diagnosing it with someone else, unless you want someone else in your pack to try and do the diagnosis for you.
I can.
Okay, yeah.
All right, this will be Diff 6, Kyle. Mark has melanoma, so that is going to require cutting off part of his skin and getting some drugs that are almost like chemotherapy, poison, and then that should knock it down enough for your regeneration to take over.
Okay. So, with these different diagnoses in mind, it kind of seems like it's just a plethora of diseases. We ran across a being of pure disease and plague. So, everybody gets their own cornucopia of that stuff. And from what you just said, it seems like if we just handle this just a little bit better on the like medicinal side, then the gift will take over. So it kind of seems to be beyond Mark's reagent and naturalism. So it might seem we need to go to kin for this. He'll also let other Thurges know about this here at the Sept, about those affected by the disease during the fight.
Okay.
He'll also recommend just taking care of it physically, and then the regeneration should take over.
Cool. So yeah, they hear that. Some are talking because some are worried that they'd wipe out their kinfolk's finances, trying to do anything with conventional medicine through them. Mm-hmm. Some are talking about maybe raiding a local hospital.
William, do me a favor. Do some research among your contacts for hospitals that we could look at that are maybe backed by pieces of shit that we wouldn't mind stealing from, versus hospitals that would be putting kids in the ground. I have a moral fabric still, despite my own self-preservation.
Easy enough. I'll go ahead and start looking up some hospitals or
like for-profit pharmaceutical. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. You start doing some basic research. Could I get a intelligence computer? We're gonna go Diff 4. This is super easy to find.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you'll get a Kyle Dazzle roll.
God damn it, Keegan.
Like I said, being a storyteller for going on 16 years, it gives you some real world prescience.
No, you just manifested that roll into existence. That's all you did. God damn it.
Keegan actually has a little switch he can flip on his side that just
that's
failed
exactly
this
it.
roll. Yeah.
That's exactly it. He did it.
Would you like to use your mulligan, Chip?
Nah, it's not worth it.
Okay. You can do another roll. It'll just take longer.
Fine.
So this is gonna be William's whole ass day. Hopefully it's not part of tomorrow.
Not a botch, though.
Fuck.
Keegan, you should have flipped the switch again. You didn't unflip it.
How many days is this? This is another half day if you want to roll. Roll again.
Ah, fuck. What if you just Google Pentex Hospital and see if anything comes up?
Zeb just wrote himself at this point.
Give me that phone.
I may not have dots in computer anymore, but like I feel strongly.
Yeah, exactly. I have a strong conviction.
Alright, I'll do one more.
Okay.
If I fail or botch this roll, it's going to be the closest hospital, and that's what I'm going to say. I don't care what anybody else says. That's going to be my
favorite thing. William, after a day and a half of research, what do you got? The one over there.
Just the one right there.
Central, it's fine.
After doing lots of research, you do find that there is a hospital called Autumn Medical Services of the Pikes Peak region. They seem to have strong connections with procurement and distribution of Magadon pharmaceuticals. Many of these pharmaceuticals include cancer treatment and antibiotics for tuberculosis. Well, before you do that, because while this is happening, Cora?
Yes, I was going to say,
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, I probably don't have enough time to do that. I need to get back to Cripple Creek.
Cora, I forget. Can you drive?
No.
But I can.
Can you take her back in the truck? We can't leave it this close to the cairn.
Yes,
Yeah.
I can take her back in the truck.
All right, so during this day and a half, Dimitri Cora road trip.
Woo! Deuces, guys.
We'll take about an hour and 20 minutes of just driving.
Dimitri is going to keep the radio off because of what happened the last time they took a road trip together.
Last time we took a road trip together, there was a child in the back seat with lots of questions.
That's true, and last time I was also sitting on almost 10 points of rage. Right now I have none.
Oh, wait, how much rage did we recover overnight?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, overnight you recovered, well, looking at the moon, right? It would be a half moon, so full rage for Kyle, and then 3 rage for everyone else. And William, I need you to roll willpower, difficulty 8, to see if you recovered any. Because you stressed out over, like, looking things up. If you spend a whole day of just sheer relaxing, you will gain a willpower back.
God damn it. I botched it.
So you just feel drained, which explains all the fails in the roll. You're just like, let's look at this. Medicine. Zeb doesn't need penis pills. Unyielding road, unyielding dick! All right, and Mark, you're going through. You're collecting more of your stuff because you were spending a lot of the day doing that, helping everyone else. Because Cora wasn't there for most of the medicine stuff. She's like, I gotta go. As Cora, Dimitri, as you're starting to head back, which entrance to the hive do you want to try and go through? Because the mine is still open. There are still people working there, and getting through that entrance might be difficult. Stallion Steve's is still kind of on high alert after everything that went down.
B&B, maybe. I feel like would probably be the best option.
Okay. Yeah. You go through the B&B. The B&B owners seem to have mysteriously vanished overnight.
Interesting. Fantastic.
As you guys start heading back, while you're on the streets of Cripple Creek, you notice a human with burns over half of his body walking out, and he seems real uncomfortable in his clothes.
That must be one of the Red Talons over there.
Cora will walk over to him. Hey.
As he looks at you, kind of grins. The task is done.
Is there anything left to do at all?
Yes. Go collect your kitten. That wasn't part of our agreement.
Will do. Cora says, remembering she's talking to a red talon. Be safe on your way out.
Nods as the pack of talons start moving to the edge of town so that they can finally shift into Lupus and finally run home.
Once again, into the depths.
So you jump down as you already feel the poison starting to leak through the soil and into your body.
Crinos form. Rah.
You take Crinos form. Dimitri, which form you taking? Or actually, it don't matter. You have resist toxin.
Doesn't
And you
matter.
regenerate in Hamid form, so you can walk in this place in Hamid too.
Oh, gee, the ground sure is squishy.
Sure is. I guess we should go find anyone who's left here and see if there are any Thurges among them to see if we can get a path cleansed for these kinfolk.
There are a few Thurges left. Most have left, but a few are still around, though you do hear some less than encouraging words from the last few Geta Fenris who are clearing out and getting ready to leave now. As you hear one going,
Save their kin. Why would let their filthy blood mingle with ours? Cursed creatures, curse of a spiral.
Cora's gonna walk right past. No words. She is going to focus on her mission.
So Star Touched is still here, and Paints with Twilight is still here.
Okay.
Or I also have a suggestion.
Sure.
If we go and find the guards that we spared earlier, they might know where to find some protective gear to keep the kinfolk from getting sick.
Yeah. I think that is a fantastic idea. Do you think they would still be down here?
That is what I'm wondering. I don't think they would have a way to leave exactly. They said they were going to stay with their group, and I don't know if any of the others came across them or not.
Okay. So why don't we hit it from both points from either side, just because I don't know if the Thurges here will have enough of whatever they need to cleanse a whole path through the hive to get these people out. So if you want to try and track them down, I can talk to the Thurges, and then we can meet back up and collaborate.
Sounds good to me.
So, because neither of you has eidetic memory,
I do have a gift.
you do have a gift. Okay, what's the gift?
Yes. Perfect recall.
Perfect
Only
recall.
costs one gnosis.
And so now you have perfectly remembered the path that leads to where those two are, rather than having to try and figure it out from scratch again. Cora, you approach the two Thurges as they're talking about dealing with the spiritual health of this place, as Paints with Twilight looks at you.
Oh, Two-Hearts. Welcome back. Into Twilight. I've got a request of you two, if you're willing and able. Most of the Thurges have left here, but I do still have to complete my challenge, and I was hoping that you could help. We've got the Metis out, but I do still have to get the kinfolk out. Unfortunately, they can't walk around. I was wondering if you could help build a path that they could take. Sure. Are you talking about the ones that are still at the cages close to the heart of the hive? If they're able to go, yes. I would like to save as many as we can. I understand that, but
Star Touched goes,
we understand. What we're asking is where do you want this cleansing to happen? We can't. Cleansing every path in this hive will take weeks, if not months. Yes. And so if you have a direct path for us, and you can tell us, because we know of that group of kinfolk, if there are other groups of kinfolk, then we can go to those ones. Sure.
Out of character, there's that fairly large group that was in the homes in that cave that we left there because it was safe there. And then there was the other one that blew up that we saved already, right? The one that I saved already. correct? Was there any more?
I do remember the one with the guards that I mentioned was, I think it was near the center of the hive, if I remember correctly. That's one that I remember.
Okay. All right, so there was one that so Cora's going to go through this out loud just because I feel like that's who she is.
There's one that we already took care of, and then there's one that is full of homes that were not blown up. We were able to avoid that. And then there's the one that was guarded by some kin in suits, like hazmat-esque suits. I can't rightly recall exactly where they are, but Dimitri from the Ill Omens is with me, and he's got a gift that can probably lead us to at least one of them.
Okay.
As Andy kind of scratches the side of her head and goes,
But we do know of where one group is, right? Do you want us to start going that way initially, and if there's a path that's closer while we're doing this? Because this will still take a couple of days. I want you to be aware of that. It will take days, and we will have to go out at some point and recollect items and come back. It will take at least a day and a half to get close to the heart of the Karen where that massive group of people were.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
about half
yes.
of them are dead now, thanks to the Talons.
Yes. Yeah, so I think that would be best for that group if we start now and start clearing a path for them to the closest exit.
Alright, we'll get started.
meanwhile, back at Sacred Stone, William comes back after a day and a half, goes with the information on where you guys can grab medicine, and specifically what medicine would work well for you three.
Did we need to pick up other medicine for the other guru?
There are other cases of pneumonia and a lot of cancers. It seems like the cancers were designed to work around and use your regeneration against you, which is why the chemo is necessary to give a catastrophic drop in the cancer cells and then let the regular regeneration come back.
That'll be the thing to do then, is to get like a list together, and if we have any kinfolk in the health profession, this is Sean saying it, however you want to do this in character, but any my idea would be then any kinfolk that we have in the healthcare profession or otherwise, just to make sure we're generally on track, and then we can figure out what we might do for a raid.
Okay, that will take about another day's worth of investigation and connections.
I can use your phone, you should have some rest. And he'll look at William. They can't see me, thankfully.
If you insist, I will hand over my phone, though it's technically a fetish, so it would be a bad thing.
Well, it would function as a phone still. It would not work for him, though, as a fetish.
Okay.
The spirit
Okay, I
might
just
go,
wanted to make sure.
hey, fuckface, guess what you have to do now?
Here's a couple pop-ups.
Here's a couple
Hot
pop-ups.
singles in your area.
It's going to do pop-ups until you like, burn incense in front of a cell tower or something.
Well, I mean, instead of that, then, I mean, Zeb has computer. I'll just find one of the kinfolk and be like, hey, look, I need you to do, like, basic computer work. Can I use somebody's phone or a computer? Go to, wherever I need to go. I will Zeb will just figure that out. He'll let him rest, hitchhike to the library, whatever the hell.
Okay.
And go and do that research.
All right. Sounds good. So
Wearing a mask.
Wearing a mask. Good call.
So, question. If I'm completely zero willpower, if I actively rest, do I automatically gain 1 willpower, or do I still have to roll for it?
No, you automatically gain 1 because you're not.
Okay.
You're just spending the whole day like you're in the bed of your, hotel room, just going, lean, click the button. Yes, sir. Wine. Yes, sir. Can we deliver it? It's unlocked. Bring it to me.
Okay, that I will do that.
Absolutely, sir. As you're just vegging out, Zeb, could I get an intelligence computers roll? Go diff 5. All right. So you get some connections you're working through. You're able to find numbers and write them down so that you can go to like public phones and things like that, because there are still some pay phones in the public library. As you go through, you know, go to the couches at the library and they're like, "What are you doing?" As you're pulling out quarters and running off to the pay phone as quickly as possible. And Kyle at the Sept begins to use Strength of Purpose to rebuild some of his willpower. So 1 willpower restored. Full rage, though.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, because I was drained completely of all my willpower. How long is that?
So it's been a day, so I need you to roll willpower diff 8. And then, because it's another day, you can choose to either continue to do things or just do what William's doing and completely just fuck off and rest while Zeb's getting info, or roll again. You regained 1 willpower.
Because pretty much I had already done what I did, which was gather reagents, inform people of this. He needs to rest, definitely. So we're going to do what William's doing.
Mark, you're going to spend another day to just totally chill out. The next day of rest, it'll be 2 willpower because you already have 1. Okay. So, as that kind of wraps up, we're going to go back to Cripple Creek and a day prior. As Dimitri, you get to the area where those kin were. They're not in their hazmat suits anymore, or there's no the hazmat suit ones are gone, except for one, because his family is there. There is a pile of guns, though, as they definitely threw down their arms and did not want to fuck with this shit. Thank God you're back, says the one whose family was here and could not abandon.
Yeah, sorry it took so long. It's, we were busy. How are you holding up?
We need something. People here are getting hungry. There's already some who are having trouble moving. They haven't eaten in days. Some even over a week now.
All right. I can see what I can do about the food. How many are there?
We have... There's 10 of us. Well, 11 including me, but I can get out on my own if I wear this.
Okay. Do you know where there are other suits like yours, the hazmat suits?
They never told me. They brought it to me.
All right. We are in the process of trying to get you and the other families out of here. It's going to take days, but I'll see what I can do for you to get you some food.
Okay. Hey, if you can't get the food here, as he brings you over and he points to a house, as you see like a family kind of holding the mother's hands as she's skin and bones. Her skin is sunken in, holding her hands as she's just trying to pat and comfort her family. Could you like pick her up and run her out of here?
I'm sorry, the chemicals here might still be too strong, but we're working on a way to clear a path. But I'll see what I can do in the meantime really quick. Do you have any like leftover food scraps, rations, crumbs?
We've just got trash. It's all refuse.
I can work with that.
All right, so do cooking.
Here we go.
I think that's enough for one person.
Well, shoot.
What? That's what you need, right? Feed one person.
Yeah.
So you create this bubbling concoction of rotting food, scraps of wood, etc. And the guy looks at it and he looks at you and he goes, "Please don't make her eat that, man." Like, as he goes, I understand that Garu can be cruel, but to make her eat this, to eat wood, that's far too cruel. Just kill her if you don't think she can make it.
No, listen, it's edible. Trust me, I've had this kind of thing before.
As he looks at it and he looks at you with extreme suspicion.
I'll even dip a finger in, just taste it.
Okay. Kinda.
You want some?
He tries it. It tastes foul, but he doesn't get sick from it. Oh, okay. Okay, well, we'll feed her. Yeah,
it's gonna taste awful, but it's not gonna make her sick, I promise.
Okay. All right. And Cora, what are you doing during this?
I'm not really sure, only because Cora's not going to know her way around the hive and is very likely to get lost trying to find some of the other kinfolk to help and carry out. So I'm not sure. So that's a lot of character. Can I have questions? Can I have suggestions? Does anyone have a suggestion for what Cora could be doing at this time?
Could probably help the Thurges with performing the rites so it's easier for them. Not that they'd have to make rolls for it, but...
No, it might make it a little bit faster.
Mhm.
Yeah, so...
The rite
Can I
of
do that?
cleansing still requires 3 Garu to perform, so that
Okay,
makes sense.
yeah, sure.
So you start
Yeah.
performing as you start doing chunks and chunks and chunks, but it still takes a couple days as you finally get to the main chamber. Or you start getting to the main chamber, Dimitri approaches. They're about distant from each other. There's the one where the kinfolk in those buildings are, and then there's the ones who are in the cages near the heart of the hive.
Gotcha.
Sending the Thurges over to the houses, you make your way back to the cages, Cora. As you pick up some, start going, you get to the other one. There are the humans there, as they are all completely gun shy of you. And they're doubly so since they watched 25 people get slaughtered by Garu, who are like, we're here to save you, except you, and you.
I can promise you that I'm not gonna try to hurt you.
They're just kind of staring, they're not answering, they're just,
Sure.
looking on with distrust. Especially
Fair enough.
because you're going to have to spend a point of willpower to communicate with them in Crinos.
Oh, yes. I'll shift down into Glabro so that I'm still not taking damage, but
Okay.
I can still talk to them.
Yeah.
Normally. I mean, I'll try to convince them. If I can't convince them, if they're still just shell-shocked, kind of like just in fawn mode, basically, I'll go ahead and pry open one of the cages and pick one up and gently take them away to safety if they're still docile.
Okay. As you start walking over to the cages, they're all, as you get to the cage doors, they're all leaning back, terrified, screaming. One screaming that, please don't hurt them. They understand. They've seen you in Crinos. They didn't go catatonic. Clearly they're kin. Please don't kill them.
That's not my intent at all. I only wish to get you out of here.
As you hear one of them going, don't listen. It's another game. It's one of their sick games. You remember what happened.
Maybe I'm just gonna have to leave these guys here until the others who are helping me, Pains with Twilight and Star Touched, complete a path over to here.
As you see all the people there, they're incredibly emaciated too.
They can't
Shivering.
They can't hurt me, but I'm worried about them hurting themselves by flailing and being scared. How heavy are the cages?
With all the people in it?
One cage with a person.
With a single person.
Oh, are the cages big?
Yeah, the cages are holding pens with several people.
Okay. I was thinking it was individual, small. And
No. There's about 10 people to a cage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 2 cages with 10 people, 1 cage with 5.
Okay.
And the people probably range between, at this point, 150 to 75 pounds, depending on gender and level of emaciation.
Mm-hmm.
And then the cages themselves probably weigh 200 to 300 pounds because they're metal.
Okay. So all in all, 1,000 pounds?
Let's do some quick math.
Maybe 1,200?
We'll take the average for the 10-person one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 150 plus 75 divided by 2. That's 112.5 pounds. Times 10 is 1,125 pounds plus the cage is 1,425 pounds.
If she shifts to Crinos, we did say that she could lift 1,600, right?
I think that's what
if
it
I remember
was.
correctly.
One, you don't have to lift it.
I can just
right?
drag it.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you just lift a little bit so that no chemicals spill in or whatever, and then drag it. Because you can drag way more than you can lift.
Yeah, definitely. All right, yeah, and I think that's a good idea. So we'll get some makings for like making a sled type thing and just drag it out.
Okay.
Dimitri can help with that too. I do have a fair bit of points in the crafts.
Oh,
Okay.
spectacular.
All right. Looking for stuff. You do find some chains that you could attach.
Okay.
Also, Dimitri could help drag the cage.
You could. You want to split a 1,300-pound cage?
Let's do it.
Sweet. So because they're in the cage, does it have like a bottom to it?
Yes.
Okay, so they won't be touching it and they'll be safe that way?
It seems that way, yes.
Okay. All right, let's drag them to the safe path.
As you start dragging, they start flipping shit, screaming as one's grabbing through the cage going, "Mom! Mom!" as the other cage slips away as they're screaming that you need to bring back their baby. As they start screaming, talking about, "No, don't take them away, don't take them away." Just constant screams of agony and loss as they believe you are dragging their loved ones to their doom.
Yeah, I will just keep repeating.
You'll see him again. I'm going back to get them next. I'm not gonna hurt ya.
Please don't hurt them. Don't go back after them. We are enough for your rituals.
I'm just gonna repeat that phrase like,
I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to hurt them. You'll see them again soon. I'm gonna go get them as well.
just repeating it over and over until they finally shut up and listen.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you hear,
hopes are that they finally quiet down and listen.
As you hear a loud clang, you turn around.
Yeah, I turn around. What?
One is smashing their face into the bar to kill themselves. Desperately.
Holy crap. Where's Kyle when you need him? On his next smash, I want to grab him firmly but gently.
Okay.
So that
as he starts screaming, they all start screaming. As one turns, as he goes, "When you see them in the next world, tell them I love them." As he grabs his wife's throat and starts trying to choke her to death to make sure that she does not have to suffer the rites of the spirals.
Dimitri's gonna shift down to Hamid and be like, "All right, hold on, stop. We're not. Here's an idea, Cora. Let's bring this cage back. Let's reshuffle these families around so that they're together, and show them we're not trying to hurt them, rather than just forcibly dragging them out of here.
It's worth a try."
All right, shuffling back.
They stare. The one has a bleeding face, bruise across it. His two front teeth have been knocked out as he's lacked calcium and other nutrients to keep his teeth in place.
Oh, before we get back, before the other ones can see, I'm going to use Mother's Touch on him.
Okay.
So that it heals his wounds, so that they don't think that we did it.
So you do realize you have to walk up to him, hold him firmly, and lick his face.
Can I walk up to him?
Are you gonna spit in his face?
Hand?
No.
Can I lick my hand and smear it on his face?
No. You can spit on him. But that'll send a perfect message.
Yeah, the best message. The best message. See, that I was thinking maybe I could just like rub it all over his face.
No, it is meant to be like an animal cleaning the wound.
Let's do it.
He has no rage, so it's diff 5. Intelligence, empathy.
Oh my god.
As the wound heals and he looks at you, there's still hesitation and fear. It's likely that they have been tortured and healed with Mother's Touch in the past.
Mm-hmm. But we're gonna drag them back to their families now.
Okay. As you hear this call of relief as they grab through the cages to hold each other through them.
All right. It's 15. Is there enough room in the cages for everyone to get in one?
They'll be like sardines, and it will weigh a lot.
Okay. I was just hoping. All right, yeah. Well,
Like, it is possible, but just as a reminder,
it'd be bad for them.
5 times 25 plus 300. Yeah, that's 3,1112.5 pounds.
That's too much for us.
That is too much for the both of you, yes. I think it would be too much to drag anyway. We'd start digging into the ground, and then you'd flip it, and there's faster ways to kill them.
Yeah, I don't want to kill them. My fear is that when we open the cages, they are going to be so like tormented that they just run into the poison and kill themselves.
Possible.
I don't know what to do.
Maybe we could grab some planks, set up some walkways between the cages, and maybe Dimitri could work his Galliard magic and kind of talk them down, explain to them what's going on, where we're taking them, and that we are honestly trying to help them. That their captors are dead and gone now.
Charisma expressions, difficulty 9. You need 2 successes.
All right, let's do it.
Can you spend a willpower to get an automatic success on this?
I do have willpower.
You can.
So I'll go ahead and spend that. Oh my god.
Not enough successes.
All right.
You don't botch, so...
That's good.
Yeah, so they're still wary. They're still completely put off as you guys kind of sit there for a day trying to figure shit out while Paints with Twilight and Star Touched are trying to continue the rite of cleansing, taking breaks, etc. Meanwhile, in Colorado Springs, the rest of you are trying to set up a heist. What you need is several containers of the newest and greatest chemotherapy drugs on the market. You guys won't need radiation, thankfully, as well as several new antibiotics that are being touted as the strongest on the market to take care of various diseases. These ones are also approved tuberculosis, as well as several other major infections that do seem to be spreading, as well as some of the respiratory diseases that are among several of the Garu who were touched by the Crimson Pestilences. There is likely a drug room in the Autumn Medical Facility of the Pikes Peak region. There are no floor plans online, but possibly not something that, or possibly not a major hindrance, given that someone can hack into security cameras without having to be attached to them, as well as Crinos and just finding shit and taking shit. Yes, William.
Could I technically use my contacts on the Colorado building team to maybe get the floor plan?
Yes, you can. Let's do Charisma Contacts. We'll do, since you're very close to home, difficulty 5. All right, you are able to get the floor plans and you know exactly where the drugs are being stored.
Does the floor plans also include security surveillance systems in place so we can see dead zones?
It does not in this case.
Okay.
But you can look up on a famous online maps program when the peak hours of this hospital are to avoid being seen by the general public.
Okay, I will do that. We could also technically just shift from the Umbra into the hospital.
That is
grab
also
the
possible.
stuff and get out.
Gauntlet would be pretty high.
Yeah, the gauntlet will be high though. Yes.
Okay.
Because the hospital's like diff 8, which William, with your two. Yeah, because you're not holding your gun right now. So.
Yeah.
Well, this is why we're gonna old timey heist it.
Okay.
I'm thinking we can pull it off like we did with the mirrors. For preparing for the raid, we can just get a bunch of people, just go in really quick, out really quick, because we know exactly where the room is. Correct?
Yeah. I would just have to hack into the system and turn off all of their surveillance systems and security features.
Okay.
You ask other glasswalkers to support this, since we're probably going to be helping a few other Karens out.
Yeah, I can ask Kin from Steel Mountain.
Okay. Sure. There's a couple who are willing to help. A couple glasswalkers are also willing to help. as one offers the suggestion. William, you're able to get into the cameras, right?
I can.
Do any of you know jam technology?
One person does.
And you said you had the floor plans, correct?
Correct.
If we sent someone else who knew jam technology, what if we went by the power station, set out a blackout, and then whoever you got on your side with jam technology, while you guys take out cameras through hacking, uses it near the backup generators to turn off all the power. That'll cost a couple human lives probably, but you'll save plenty of Garu lives.
It's not a bad idea, but if I just hack into the cameras, no one even needs to know the wiser.
Well, there'll still be people around, won't there? So if you cut out all the lights, it'll be easier to move around in the dark.
I can just get into that system too.
True enough.
Once I'm in, I have access to everything on that system. Lights, cameras, security. We just need extra hands to carry more stuff while I'm busy working the computer system. We just need more people to carry.
Understood. We can send a couple kin your way.
Alright, that's the plan then. We have equipment. I can do what you can do. Mark, I would recommend that should we need to get through doors that lock that are electronic or otherwise, that's when we use jam technology. And this is going to be, we run in, we steal a whole bunch of stuff, knowing what we have on the shopping list, and we go. Guards low, you have anything?
I don't have to be in Crinos. I can walk in first, or earlier at least, and dazzle anyone who gets in the way, hopefully, or if not, just tackle them.
I could probably, well, how bad's my cough when trying to stealth, Keegan? I'm guessing it's going to give me away.
I'm going to increase your difficulty by 1, so it'd be a diff 7.
Okay.
Because there are people coughing in hospitals all the time, right? So
Fair enough.
it's not a dead giveaway.
Okay. I think we can do this without having to kill anyone.
Yeah, just let me walk in. Let me walk into the lobby and just hack and call you at that point.
And let's tamp down the talk about certain lives being superior to others, eh? That's getting to be a bad way of thinking, I think. That's getting into too many of the way the actions we're taking. Let's control that a little bit, huh? Sermon over.
All right. So, William, I'm going to need you to activate your gift to get your stuff connected to the security systems.
Okay. My one and only willpower point.
Oh, no. Well, you
And
have
it's
rage
gone.
now. Oh, dear.
Kyle and I can go in. I'll wear a mask and look like you're taking me in as a patient, and we can start sneaking around after that. Hide in plain sight.
Sounds like a plan. I'll grab some grocery bags or something so we can carry more.
I will speak to Louis' fetish. I have one more thing I need to do to help people. After that, I will let you go, because I am not your master. May I use you for this important task before you're free to go on your way?
As you hear the rumbles of the spirit, what can you offer in turn for this last day of service?
What would you ask?
We require a day of service from you.
We are agreed.
All right. You are able to activate the fetish.
Just his bag, not his stick.
Magpie swag is diff 5.
I'll activate it now.
What is it, div 6?
This one's going to be diff 7, so it'll be diff 7, William, to roll intelligence computer to hack both the security system and the light system.
Okay.
You succeed. As you succeed, you start turning off the cameras. Kyle, Mark, as you're kind of moving, you feel a tap on your shoulder. Kyle, as it's Ladasha, we're here.
It's good to see you.
It's you guys too. Hey, Mark, as she gives you a tap and a nod.
It's good to see you. Thanks for the help.
As the lights go off. Shit. All right, should I get my phone out or?
Mark's going to spend a gnosis and activate his Lambent Sight.
Okay. Could I get... Who has the lowest dex stealth out of the three of you?
I have 5.
We're in homage still?
Yeah.
I have 7.
4.
All right, Kyle, I need you to roll dex stealth diff 7. Finger guns indeed, as you're able to lead everyone stealthily as you get to the area. And William gets a text from Ladasha asking for links and pictures of all the medicine you guys need.
and I'll shoot the text over.
As you shoot the text over, she goes, guys, these as fast as possible. So you guys start scrambling. You start grabbing as many as you can, put them in the bags, and you start getting out. Kyle, you rolled so well, you don't have to make a second stealth roll. As you guys have all the medicine, you're going to be able to take some, though Mark's going to have to sit down and wait for a nice Crinos claw scalpel to cut off some of his melanoma. But we'll see how all of this shakes out next time. Thank you to everyone who listened. We will catch you in that next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.